Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at admirals, so something a little bit different. I had quite a few requests actually in comments over recent times that people would like to see admirals being tested, basically one admiral against another admiral with the same type of fleet setup. So that's what I'm going to do today. So strap yourselves in, get yourselves a coffee or a snack, because this video might be a long one. I will add chapters in so you can flick ahead and at the different admirals or towards the end if you want to and see overall results. But if you want to watch some battles and different admirals versus different fights, then go ahead and watch. So what I've picked is just a standard cruiser fleet. Pick that because you get a good mix of the weapon slots. You've got the large, medium and smalls. And I'm just keeping a standard mix of weapons, so there's not an overall advantage. Long range, artillery, medium lasers, whirlwind missiles, kinetic, medium, small marauder missiles, and small disruptors. We're going for a line combat computer just to get medium range, so they close in and use some weapons, and we'll see if they close into short range or not, which could impact the minimum distance of some weapons. Most of them are 0. So the only one is the artillery, so as long as it closes to medium range, which is 75, 60, so it should close to about 60, so the artillery should be fine. Standard mix of shields and armor. I didn't put any auxiliary slots on because I thought that would skew the battles too much one way or another, because this is purely to test admiral against admiral to see who comes out on top. And from there, you can apply what auxiliary slots or perhaps what edicts may work better with what you want to put on, or what ascension perk might work better with what you want, supremacy and the bonuses of that, or if there's policies, different policies will work differently. So have I got it in? I haven't got it in. I haven't got supremacy, obviously, but you can change, like hit and run, things like that. It got to affect what each admiral can do. So, weapons fire rate, and then you got things like psionic and clone army and things like that. And I'll try and look at that later. It just depends on timing, how much I've got. First of all, I want to go through the basic admirals and see how it pans out. Now, the way I'm running this, I'll just drag this spreadsheet over. So basically what I'm doing is just a simple database. What I'm going to do is this column here will be the fleet which is being basically tested, and we're going to log the results against. And this fleet, these fleets just gives who it's opposing. So this column along here, or row, will show a win or loss versus the admiral here, and then here, and all the admirals we test against. So it'll show win-loss along here. Emails coming up. Win-loss in this row versus this fleet, this admiral here. So it'll be this admiral which shows win-loss along there. Okay, not the other way around. So, and then we'll be able to work out which admiral is perhaps better against most other admirals. So we'll see how that pans out. So anyway, I'll put that up as we progress more. Oh, whoops, get rid of that. Where's my... There we go. Get that back up. All right. So let's have a look at these two admirals. So we've got aggressive is the first one we're testing against a bunch of admirals. And first one up here is unyielding with ship hull points, ship weapon damage, minus 3% combat, disengagement chance. So we'll see who wins the battle, and we'll look at how many ships lost either side, and that's about it. Right, let's get this underway. Let's do this. All right, targeting each other. Yes.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
I've only got 10 ships each, so the battles don't take too long. Let's have a look. Looks like the aggressive's a little bit in front. Oh, they've lost a ship. Maybe one retreated there too. Yeah, they're not losing ships, but oh, they just lost 2 then. Some retreated.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Okay, so that was an overall win for our aggressive, which we probably expect against our unyielding. If we look at the losses, so only one loss for the aggressive fleet. Unyielding lost 2. Keeps showing 11, but it was only 10. A little bug I've noticed in this update. Constantly shows one more ship than what you put in it. But it was only 10, and you can show at the start of the video. So they lost 2. This guy lost 1 cruiser, but it was an overall victory pretty easily in the end to the aggressive Admiral. We've got aggressive Admiral again, and this time we're trying the maintenance loop because that's the next Admiral that popped up that I could recruit. So I think we're pretty sure that aggressive will win this one, but for the sake of consistency, let's just test it out.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Who knows, RNG could give this guy a win perhaps. Well, he's doing quite alright. What's going on here? They're both close into short range as well. Doesn't look like medium range to me.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Pretty even. Who was that won? The aggressive guy did win, but it was a lot closer than I was expecting. So I guess RNG does come into this a little bit, but overall, the aggressive pulled it off, and probably find that he'd win a larger margin in the end. So, but that was still interesting. That took that long. So maintenance loop wasn't too bad actually. So for this fight, we've got aggressive versus Gale speed, so this should be a little bit more interesting with evasion and sublight speed. We'll see how this pans out.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Relatively even at the moment. Lost 1 cruiser there. A bunch have retreated on both sides. Like aggressive slightly in front. Oh no, it's behind. Oof.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Very close. They've lost more ships, but they've more retreated on this side. Couple battleships just duking it out. Alright, so that's a retreated fleet. Okay, then they just retreated. So it was the Gale speed that won, I believe. Who's left in there? 7.2.4. Disengagement chance. Ship fire rate. Let me just turn this off for a second. Get a look at the fleets then. Yeah. So we think I had a loss there. Hard to tell. Pretty sure it was a loss. I think Gale speed just won the day. That was aggressive. Gale speed. Yep. That was the fleet that retreated there. So Gale speed was a loss with the aggressive. So Gale speed was a little bit better on that one. But once again, it could be a little bit of RNG in there as well. But it is pretty close. So really, I don't think there's a huge advantage of either one. Okay, so for this one, we've got Cautious, which gives you your plus 20% weapons range. Yeah, this is really good if you're using missiles and torpedoes, longer range torpedoes, artillery, things like that. So can really help get your alpha shot in first. Whereas this guy doesn't have the range, but does have the fire rate. So we'll see how it turns out. Aggressive versus Cautious. Cautious on the right side.
Station engaged.
He fired a little bit earlier. Click him so we know which one that one is. Okay. More ships are retreated. Oof. Rather one-sided.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Okay, so I thought the range one might beat the aggressive, but that was a pretty clear win to the aggressive. The aggressive lost one ship. The cautious lost two, but yeah, they lost the battle pretty convincingly in the end. Aggressive is turning to be pretty good, pretty consistently. They only minorly lost to Gale, but it was so close and it could easily be a win. So interesting. So this time we've got Engineer, which gives you a daily hull regen 10% and daily armor regen 10%. So see if the regen is better than the, I guess, increased offensive firepower, ship fire rate. So we'll see how that pans out.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Aggressives take a little bit of a lead there. More ships are retreating. A little close, but yeah, definitely aggressive's got this by the look of it. What's that, one ship left?
Mining station
Yeah.
constructed.
But they didn't even lose a ship. No ship was actually destroyed. That was probably the biggest win we've seen aggressive have. That was a really big win. So I guess that tells you don't use the engineer guy versus aggressive. That was a disaster, pretty much. How many ships did he end up losing? Three versus our none. But the actual battle was slaughter. Surprising. So this time we've got Scout. Sensor range +1, hyper range detection +2, sublight speed +10%. So no real combat bonuses other than the sublight speed. We'll see how that goes against aggressive.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Okay, it's doing quite good actually. Scout. Well, it was, just lost a couple of ships. Retreated. Still, he hasn't lost actual many ships destroyed.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
He's lost it now. He's only got one ship left. Okay. That was a clear win to aggressive once again versus Scout, which you'd expect. So overall, aggressive is doing very well at this stage. Now, I'm not going to test the trait which gives you 50% discount to Admiral cost. So it doesn't have any combat benefits. So I'm not going to worry about testing that. So we're going to move on and have Unyielding now as our main fleet for this series of testing versus Cautious first up with ship weapon range. So Unyielding versus Cautious. I'll see how this pans out.
Alert. Station engaged.
Okay. Cautious might be slightly in front. Oh no, they lost another ship now. It's pretty close. They've lost a couple. Yielding slightly in front, but look at, oh no, there's another one. It's too close to call. Oof.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Let's just shoot at the last couple of ships. Only lost one ship each actually destroyed. Okay. Alright, so our Cautious won that marginally. It was very marginal. It's not a lot in it. They won it by about 2 ships, I think. So, alright. This time we've got Trickster. it gives you plus cloaking strength, which we don't really have, and combat disengagement chance plus 25%. Versus, oh hang on, I've got to change that one to Unyielding. There we go. Alright, and I'll just make a save now. Yep, so that's Unyielding, which we're testing, versus Trickster. Let's see how that goes.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
That's Trickster. Pretty close. All these admirals are pretty close. I guess until you get much larger fleets and skill levels. Very close. 2 versus 1 pretty much. Oh, the one ship got him, did he? Yeah, that was a treated fleet. No, it wasn't. 1 versus 1. Okay. So Unyielding just beat Trickster. Okay. I'm not sure we tested Trickster against aggressive. I might have to backtrack that one. I think I missed that one. So this one I just backtracked a little bit. Just going to test aggressive versus Trickster, because I did miss that in the opening round, so we'll see how that pans out.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Pretty close.
Alert. Mining station reconstructed.
I'm still going. 1 versus 1. Oh, we won that one. Aggressive by the skin of their teeth. All right. Very close though. Okay, so I know we did test aggressive versus Unyielding in the opening round, but just for the sake of RNG, I just want to see how they pan out with Unyielding again. And just helps even out any RNG and see if anything unusual turns up. Aggressive's just pulling ahead here. Yeah, clear win, but to aggressive by the look of it. Yep, so that was a clear win to aggressive over Unyielding. So we've got maintenance loot this time versus Unyielding, so Unyielding should win this. We would expect, but you never know.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Shouldn't have any combat benefits, so the side that has the combat benefits should win, you'd expect. Unless RNG throws some big curveballs. Things trending in the right direction.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Yeah. It's a clear win to Unyielding there. As expected. So this time we've got Engineer versus Unyielding. We'll see how that pans out.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Looks like engineers are losing again. Not by a lot. And a couple of ships down now. Now it's getting bigger. Their regen ability just can't negate the amount of damage.
Alert. Mining station constructed.
Yeah. So big win to Unyielding there. Maintenance. Engineer failed miserably again. So this time we've got Gale speed. So 5% evasion, 20% sublight speed versus Unyielding.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Ooh. We're going to be one side. Oh, it's closing up. Only one ship difference now. 2 ships.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Okay, so Gale speed won that one. Didn't lose a ship. Let's go have a look how many ships this guy lost. 2 ships. Okay, 2 versus none. So that was a clear win for Gale speed versus Unyielding. This time we've moved on to, we're going to test Gale speed versus aggressive. And we have tested it already when you did aggressive, but just for RNG sakes, we're just going to test it again to get a bigger, I guess, test profile. See if anything unexpected turns up. Pretty close. Oh no, they've lost a few more ships now. Lost a lot of hull damage too. Yeah, that's a treated fleet. So that was aggressive. I think won that one. Hang on. No. That was the fleet. Oh yeah, that was the fleet retreated. Yes. So aggressive won that one. Okay. So because that was see, that's how RNG can impact a little bit, because in the first battle, Gale speed just won it, just. So that's where RNG, and then this time they aggressive won it. So that was one of those things where RNG can throw up a win or a loss. Maybe I should test it again, just for prosperity's sake. Okay. Just redo it and make sure that there's nothing odd being thrown up. This is the 2 fleets that have been probably the strongest so far, Gale speed and aggressive. That's Gale speed. It's relatively even, although they've lost 2 ships destroyed. Oh, so the aggressive's lost. One more. One more's retreated.
Alert. Mining station constructed.
Yeah, see, Gale speed, that's what I thought. I might have got a bit mixed up there. So Gale speed has won it. So Gale speed's won 2 out of 3. So I'm going to put that down as a Gale speed beating aggressive. So this time we've got Gale speed versus cautious with ship range.
Alert. Station engaged.
Pretty even. So Cautious is just in front. One ship in it at the moment. There's one ship left there. There we go. So Cautious beat Gale Speed. Extra range got the day. Okay. Now we've got Gale Speed versus Engineer. See if it can get through that extra hull and armor regen.
Alert. Station engaged.
Very even. Very, very even. Actually lost 2 more ships destroyed. Huh. Retreated fleet. Alright, so I'll just turn this battle off. So Engineer actually carried the day versus Gale Speed then. So that was a very surprising result. So Gale Speed is no good against Engineer. Just goes to show some of these battles I would never have picked. So this time we've got Gale Speed versus Unyielding. So we'll see how this turns out.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Getting pretty one-sided. That was a retreated fleet. So what was that? That was Unyielding. Unyielding won that one. So it was pretty clear early on with that battle. So another loss to Gale Speed. This time we've got Trickster versus Gale Speed.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
It's pretty close. This fleet's actually lost 3 ships. More ships are retreated, which I guess you'd expect from Trickster.
Alert. Mining station constructed.
So Gale Speed won the day. They did lose 3 ships, and Trickster didn't lose any ships. So they won the battle, but could they sustain the war, losing 3 cruisers over a number of battles? So that's interesting. So that was a win for Gale Speed, but keep that in mind in your battles. So this fight is against Maintenance. Gale Speed versus Maintenance. So we expect Gale Speed to win this. Probably I shouldn't have been worried about testing Maintenance, but we'll put it in there. I think we have any combat bonuses, so it's a good way to check the combat system is working as it should with the admirals anyway. There isn't any glaringly obvious bugs, although RNG
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
so no, Gale Speed held the day quite convincingly, as we'd expect. But this time we've got Engineer we're testing versus First Up Aggressive, which we've already seen in other battle, but we'll test it again. Helps iron out the RNG wrinkles. Ships retreating there. Oh, it's just a whole bunch of ships then. Who's going to win this one? It's like...
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Okay, that's the treated fleet now. This fleet actually won it. So engineers actually beat cautious. I thought it was aggressive. We were fighting. Oh, mix it up. So it was cautious beats, cautious lost to aggressive. Interesting. So they only lost one more ship as well. So the whole regen, the armor regen, beat the extra range on that occasion. Interesting. Okay. So next up, what we've got is Gale speed versus engineer.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
So we have seen this one as well, but I just keep testing them as we do each ship type. Just better to have more sample size. So I can see if there's anything that stands out.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
So these guys have got a 1. So engineers 1. Okay. That was not expected. Gale speed, eh? Engineers beat Gale speed. Another win for engineers. So this time we do have aggressive versus engineers. So we think aggressive should win this one.
Alert. Station engaged.
If it pans out the same as other battles.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Easy win there for aggressive. So aggressive did very well against engineers. Okay, so we've got engineers versus unyielding.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Could be a close one, this one, I would think. I could be wrong. Oh no, it's evened up now. They've lost 4 ships. Ooh. Actually destroyed 4 ships. One-sided actually.
Mining station deconstructed.
Only lost 1 ship. Yielding. How many did they lose? 4. 4 versus 1. So unyielding versus engineer versus unyielding. Not good. Engineers got slaughtered. This time we've got Trickster versus our engineers.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Very close. Jeez, can't call this one.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Oh, came down to the wire. The engineers just beat Trickster. Very close though. This time we've got the maintenance loop. That should be a loss. If results go as expected. Versus engineer. You never know. Looks like it's going the way expected. That's closing up. A bit more armor left and shields. A lot of hull going on both.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
So engineers carried the day versus maintenance loop, which is what we would expect. So now we've got Trickster and aggressive. So we'll kick this off. And we will have seen these battles anyway, but good to increase the sample size. So this is aggressive here. Like they are ahead. Oops, evened up. And Admiral Ranked a trait. Minus 10% fire rate. Yeah, thanks game. So that was a pretty clear win to aggressive. Oh yeah, there it is there. Yeah, thanks. Unstable code base. All right. Great. All right. At this time we've got Gale speed versus Trickster.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
And Gale speed's losing a few. Trickster's a bit in front. It's evening out a little bit. Oh, the sun's so bright. Should probably do the battle somewhere else.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Pretty clear win there to Trickster over Gale speed. They lose 7 and 7, so 3 losses each. Okay. So Trickster won that one. So this time we've got Engineer. See if that whole regen can beat the Trickster.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Not too much in it. Armor, hulls all going down pretty equally. Come down to who's the better shot.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Oof, so they just come out with a bit of a lead there. So the engineer prevailed. They lost one ship. Lost one ship. Oh, hang on. No ships. Yeah, combat disengagement. So we've seen that consistently, the combat disengagement really helping out, saving ships. Some of them quite a few, to the point where, yeah, you lost the battle, but you actually didn't lose as many ships as the winning side. So engineer came out in front. Okay, so Trickster lost. This time we've got cautious versus Trickster. Ship weapon range.
Alert. Station engaged.
And each of these battles, you know, you're probably going to design your fleets to take advantage of the extra range and things like that. So, but this is just generic testing, so we get a baseline of the admirals, not meta-built fleets for each possible admiral, and use them to the absolute best capabilities, this will be a baseline that you can build upon for that.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Pretty close. Trickster prevailed. 4 ships lost. And 2 ships lost on the other side, okay, with the range. It's one of those things where we win the battle, but you could probably lose the war. So the Trickster won that one against Cautious. This time we have Unyielding. We'll see how that goes.
Alert. Station engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Pretty even again. Although they're losing more ships retreating there. Evening up a bit. There we go. Yeah, the last ship. We go retreated. So just hate this retreat bug. They retreat to the same system. So they lost 2 ships. We lost 1 ship. So Unyielding prevailed as well. Okay. Okay, so testing maintenance, and they should lose.
Alert.
Hopefully. Against Trickster, but you never know. See if the results turn out as expected. Taking a bit of a beating. Maybe these ships are better maintained. Higher maintenance. Oof. Oh dear.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
That's a retreated fleet. Okay, so maintenance pulled out a win that time. See, this is where RNG just you know, the hits and misses can get you. Beat the Trickster. Well, I guess Trickster, it doesn't really have any actually combat benefits. It's just like combat disengagement, so you can lose less ships than the enemy. But even in this case, they lost 1 more ship than this guy. So the Trickster didn't do his job clearly. So the maintenance fleet prevailed, which is just, you know, RNG, you know, flip of a coin sometimes, because there's no combat bonuses to either side. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Okay, so for the results so far, I'll drag this across. We can discuss it. Alright, so I haven't put maintenance in here to test because maintenance is maintenance. I don't think we're really that interested in using that. That's mainly just to save a bit of costs when you're not in combat. Really, you'd put in one of these guys in for combat depending on your circumstances. So we can see here aggressive does pretty well against most. So obviously not against aggressive because we're not testing aggressive against aggressive. So they've got 5 wins out of the 6. Only Gale speed beat them on that occasion, and I think if RNG, you'd probably get a win there, probably half the time as well. So aggressive has 5. Unyielding has 3. So that's a bit disappointing for Unyielding. They've got 3 losses, 3 wins. That's a 50-50. They lost to Gale speed, cautious, and aggressive. So not the best there. Gale speed had 3 wins as well. And did we not test against Trickster? I'm sure we tested against Trickster. Let me have a quick look. So what was that? Gale speed and Trickster. Let's just retest that just in case we missed it. What's that? Gale speed and Trickster. I'm sure we tested it. Anyway, let's do a quick fix that up.
Alert. Station
We can put that data in there.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
I just forgot to type it in. I typed it in the wrong spot probably. Thought I missed one somewhere along the line. Still no ships dead, or there's one ship dead now. Pretty even, although lost one less cruiser. Even now.
Alert. Mining station deconstructed.
Okay, so Gale Speed had a win. I thought Gale Speed would win that against Trickster because they've been pretty strong, Gale Speed. Okay, so let's put Gale Speed as a win. And yeah, there we go. Put it green. So Gale Speed's got four wins. If 3 losses in them. What have we got? Oh, that's what I did. I put it there. Let's take that back to white. I put it under Gale Speed, goose. So 3 and 3. So yeah, that's right, 6. Okay, so 50-50 again, a bit like Unyielding. They won against some, lost against others. Engineer, they got surprisingly 4 wins. That was unexpected. So they lost against Unyielding and Aggressive. Trickster, 4 losses, 2 wins. The Trickster turned out to be the worst out of them all. So, in terms of which ones I would vote the best Admiral, which I sort of thought this along the way. So it'd be 1 for Aggressive, and based on the data, so 2 Engineer, unexpected that. And then you've got a tie pretty much for Unyielding and Gale Speed. Depends on your circumstances, which one you get. So it's 3, isn't it? So it's a tie for 3 and 3. And Trickster came in last with 4. Which I guess because Trickster doesn't actually have any combat bonuses, it's just to mitigate your ship losses with that combat disengagement chance. So Aggressive was better for if you want to go on the offensive. Trickster's probably better if you want to play a longer, more grinding war, wear your enemy down for attrition. Maybe you don't have the numbers on him, but you want to. You might have more powerful fleets or higher tech fleet, and wear their numbers down, make them inflict higher losses on them. You take minimal losses, and hopefully you've got a few stations you can retreat to, repair, and to prepare those ships and get back in. Because we saw in a couple of those battles that Trickster, they only lost a couple of ships, so the enemy lost twice as much or more. So the other admirals we could test is Psionic and Clone Army, because they're going to give you specific bonuses, but they're very, very powerful. Who's texting me? They're quite powerful, and they would dominate these. They would beat all these because they have that bonus, and then plus one of these as well. So, and then you get into other things, like when you get cybernetic and other things, your leaders get other bonuses. So it's a bit harder to test that group. This is probably the more common group you're going to be using for a part of the game. Obviously, once you get Psionic or Clone Arm, you're going to be using those admirals because they're just superior to pretty much anything else that you get in the game. But this was just to basically show the base admiral skills, which ones are better, and I found Engineer surprising. So I think what we see in some recent videos is, what if you combined Engineer with Regenerative Hull? Right, let's have a look at that in game. So I'll just load up game again. For instance, if we put yeah, there we go, 10%. And if we had our ship design, where is it? Up top, there you go. I wonder if you could do something like that, because you've already got 10% and 10%. So this gives you 15% hull regen plus another 10%. So that's 25% hull regen daily. And then you've got 30% armor, so that'd be 40% armor regen. That's really interesting, actually. That is very interesting. I wonder what else we could do for regen. 40% daily. So, wow. So 2,900. So it's what? Let's call it 300. So that'd be 1,200 minus 40. That'd be 1,160 armor regen a day, roughly. 1,600. I think so. 1,600 a day. So that's just huge. And then you got the hull regen. What was the hull regen? The hull regen was 25%. Well, so that's what's that? That's 300 in it? 300. No. 450. 450, yeah, 450, 900, half, yep. So 450 a day hull and 1,600 armor. 1,600? Where's my calculator? My brain's gone dead. I think it's that. So 1,740. There we go. Yeah, 1,740 armor regen, 450 hull regen. So that's like 2,100 points of regen daily. That's crazy. And if we've got they're already winning four classes, so imagine adding in that kind of power. I might have to do a separate video on that and test out the fleet designs. So I might do that in the next few days. Test out a design like that with the engineer, with the regenerative hull, and just see what that can overcome. I haven't really seen many people run with that type of build, so that'll be interesting. Maybe you guys could test it out after you watch this video and give it a go. I won't really have time, I don't think. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just a bit of a data video. I'm sure you guys flick through it and get the points you want to see, and I guess this is what you really want to see in the end. And bear in mind, it could change with the weapons you use and that type of thing, and the range you engage at. So I could probably do this test 10 times and I might come up with 10 different results. It's just the way RNG works. But I'm pretty sure, like, aggressive was expected. I expected that to be number one. I didn't expect engineer to be so good, but it doesn't surprise me now with what I've seen with the regenerative hull. And I think we've sort of been overlooking that a bit in our games, regenerative hull, and anything that assists that with technologies, edicts, and whatever else we've got, policies, which may impact that. I haven't really explored it in depth, but just thinking about regenerative hull and engineer combo could be very, very effective. Could make your fleet's just so strong, so long lasting. It's almost like you'll lose. It's almost like having Trickster and engineer combined, because you're just not going to have that many ships, and even if they do, they'll probably last long enough that the hull can regen and it takes more damage and they retreat. Disengage. All right, so send me some comments or some ideas on what you guys want to see in videos. Hit that like button for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.